Assalamualaikum to our medium, Puan Marana. We are from Group 60. We're going to present on the analysis ratio for the Dutch Lady company. So first thing first, we will introduce our name. My name is Wazatul Amira binti Abdul Samad.
I'm Nur Afrika binti Mustafa.
My name is Nur Shahisa binti Talib.
I am Berhad bin Abdul Khalid.
And I'm Siti Nur Alimah binti Buak.
Alright, before we go further for the calculation of analysis ratio in Dutch Lady company, here are the company's background. Dutch Lady Milk Industry Berhad is a manufacturer of cow milk and dairy products in Malaysia since the 1960s. The company started the fast-feed milk industry Malaya Sdn Berhad on 28 May 1963. On 24 September 1968, the company became the first milk company to be listed on the country's stock exchange of Kuala Lumpur and Singapore. And however, in 1975, they changing its name to Dutch Lady Milk Industry Malaya Berhad. In 2011, Dutch Lady Malaysia was reported as the market share leader in the growing up milk segment, with the Dutch Lady brand holding 40% of national market share. Its financial record for first quarter of 2012 showed a 9% increase in revenue year on year, with a net profit of 27.5 million. Despite a showdown in the Malaysian dairy industry, Dutch Lady Malaysia was reported to be on track to achieve its 1 billion sales target on 2030.
Firstly, we start with liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio are the ratio that measure the ability of a company to meet its short-term debt obligation when for due and has the ability of the company to pay off both its current liabilities as they become due as well as their long-term liabilities as they become current. In other words, this ratio shows the cash level of a company and the ability to turn other assets into cash to pay off liabilities and other current obligations. The current ratio indicates the company's ability to meet the short-term debt obligation. In 2017, the current ratio showed the company has 1.02 times as compared to 2018, 0.95 times. Okay, 2017 shows the measure of the firm has the better resources to pay its debt over the next 12 months than in 2018. And it is suggested to increase the current asset and lowering the current liabilities in the firms to have the higher capabilities to pay the organization short-term debts. Next is quick ratio. 2017 showed 0.6 times, meanwhile for 2018 0.49 times. So this is slightly lower for 2018. So the quick ratio, it is suggested that to have the better liquid resources for 2018 to settle the company's liabilities obligation, and the companies must have higher quick ratio to meet the demands. And lastly, the cash ratio for the liquidity ratio, and 2017 showed 0.22 times as compared to 2018 0.11 times. And this is the current ratio is almost like an indicator for the firm's value under the worst case scenario, where the situation company is about to go out of the business. And it will also tell the creditors and analyze the value of current asset that quickly be turned into cash. So the higher the liquidity ratio of the company, the higher the ability of the company to pay off their liabilities. And it is shown that 2017 has a good character as compared to 2018. Lastly, it's suggested to have the higher cash and also the lower the current liabilities for the companies. As the conclusion for the liquidity ratio, we can see from the calculation between the 2 years, 2018 is clearly show that Dutch Lady has a higher liquidity ratio in the year of 2017 compared to 2018. And the company need to get aware due to this liabilities frame change for the year 2018. If not, the negative effect on the inability of company to meet its short-term debts obligation when they fall.
Alright, next is efficiency ratio. Measure a company's ability to use its assets and manage its liabilities effectively in the current period or in the short term. Although there are several efficiency ratios, they are similar in that they measure the time it takes to generate cash or income from a client or by liquidating inventory. This ratio measures how efficiently a company uses its assets to generate revenue and its ability to manage those assets. Right, here are the calculations for the efficiency ratio. They are inventory turnover, average collection period, total asset turnover, receivable turnover, and fixed asset turnover. For the inventory turnover, we compare between 2017 and 2018. For 2017, inventory turnover of Dutch Lady is 5.73 times, while in 2018, 4.83 times. Okay, for the average collection period in 2017, Dutch Lady have 36 days and 2018 is 39 days. While for the total asset turnover in 2017 is 2.71 times, while for 2018 is 2.59. And for the receivable turnover in 2017 is 9.97 times, and 2018 is 9.33 times. For the fixed asset turnover for the 2017 is 10.56 times, while for the 2018 is 8.57 times. As referring to this calculation, it shows that Dutch Lady has a higher efficiency ratio in 2017 with a much lower average collection period 36 days compared to 2018 39 days. Efficiency ratio is activity ratio which measure on how well companies utilize their asset to generate income. Efficiency ratio often look at the time it takes for companies to collect cash from a customer, or the time it takes for a company to convert inventory into cash, or in other words, making sales. So, a lower inventory turnover rate may result from overstocking in the inventory, which affecting the production line. This is not good to the company. Must have a higher. This is not good as the company must have a higher turnover rate to produce a greater return for the company.
For Dutch Lady, it shows that they were successful in generating a higher income with just a lower average collection period in the year 2017 compared to the year 2018. It means that the Dutch Lady is effective and well organized in using their minimum amounts of assets in relation to a given amount of sale. This can be seen in the total asset turnover in the year 2017, which is higher compared to the year 2018. In the case of receivables turnover ratio, a high ratio in 2017 implies that the company operates on a cash basis, or that its extension of credit and collection of accounts receivable is efficient. On the other hand, a low receivables turnover ratio in 2018 applies that the company is not making timely collection of credit. Moreover, a higher ratio of the fixed assets turnover in the year 2017 indicates that the company is well managed in their fixed assets to generate more sales as compared to 2018. it can be concluded that efficiency ratio of the company does not look upon on how much their return earning, but it is actually referring on how long and effective the company to manage their assets in order to generate income. The higher the turnover rate with the lower average collection period, the better the performance the company will receive, which means a better efficiency ratios. In conclusion, it can be concluded that the efficiency ratio of the company does not only look upon on how much their return earning, but it is also actually referring on how long and effective the company to manage their assets in order to generate income. The higher the turnover rate and the lower average of collection period, the better the performance of the company we receive, which means a better efficiency ratios.
Okay, now I will talk about leverage ratios. Leverage ratios are used to determine the relative level of debt load that a business has incurred. These ratios compare to the total debt obligation to either the assets or equity of a business. A high ratio indicates that a business may have incurred a higher level of debt than it can be reasonably expected to service with ongoing cash flows. Okay, basically there are three calculations in leverage ratio, which are debt ratio, debt to equity ratio, and times interest earned ratio. Debt ratio is a ratio that indicates the proportion between company's debt and its total asset, and to measure the percentage of total funds provided by the creditors as compared to funds provided from owner's capital. Okay, as we can see here is in 2017 the debt ratio is 0.73 times, while in 2018 the ratio is 0.74 times. A company with higher debts compared to its total asset is considered highly leveraged or geared. The debt ratio for Dutch Lady company in 2018 is only slightly different with debt ratio in 2017. As can be seen, the total debt of these 2 years is lower than the total asset of the company. However, even though total debt for 2018 and 17 is not exceeding the total assets for both years, in 2017, Dutch Lady company is not too reliable on debts in order to increase the assets compared to year 2018. This is because in 2017, most companies' assets are financed through equity, which is less risk and low leverage, thus it makes it more favorable compared to year 2018. In order to reduce the ratio in 2018, Dutch Lady company need to reduce the financing on firm assets through debt, because if the ratio is too high, it is riskier to lenders in granting further loans to the company, and it would limit business expansion and growth. Okay, next is debt to equity ratio. Debt to equity ratio indicates the proportion of equity and debt to finance the total asset, where a higher debt to equity means that the business is being financed by loans or creditors, while a low debt to equity means that the business is financed by equity. A lower debt to equity ratio shows that the financial of the company is stable. The ratio in 2017 is 2.78 times, while in 2018, 2.84 times. The ratio in 2017 is lower as compared to the ratio in 2018, and this shows that the business financial of Dutch Lady company is more stable to be compared with the business financial in 2018, even though the ratio is only slightly different. This will indicate that a company may not be able to generate enough cash to satisfy its debt obligations. In order to make the business financial more stable in the future, the company needs to increase their profit in order to cover up all the debts of the company. Other than that, the company also can have a better management in inventory, because inventory is one of the valuable assets of the company. Lastly is for the time interest earn ratio. Time interest ratio is usually used to measure the proportionate amount of income that can be used to cover the interest expense in the future, where it measures the ability of company to pay its debts in times. In addition, time interest earn ratio is used to indicate the frequency of a company to pay the interest with its profit before tax. As for year 2017, Dutch Lady Company is able to pay debts for 52 times, while in 2018, the company only can pay debts for 49 times. The ability for the company to pay debt in 2017 is higher than the year in 2018. In this scenario, creditors would favor a company with a much higher time interest earned because it shows the company can afford to pay its interest payments when they come to due. Higher ratios are less risky, while lower ratios indicate credit risk. Okay, as for conclusion, it shows that Dutch Lady were having a higher leverage ratio in the year of 2018. This means that Dutch Lady were not being able to meet its financial obligations on that year compared to the previous year. The leverage ratio category is important because companies rely on a mixture of equity and debt to finance their operation, and knowing the amount of debt held by a company, whether it can pay its debts off as they come due. As for conclusion, if the company has a higher debt ratio, it means that the bulk of assets purchases are being funded with debt. While if the company has a higher debt to equity ratio, that means that the business owners may not be providing sufficient equity to fund a business.
Okay, for the last ratio is profitability ratios. Profitability ratios compare income statement accounts and categories to show a company's ability to generate profits from its operations. Profitability ratios focus on a company's return on investment in inventory and other assets. These ratios basically show how well companies can achieve profits from their operations. In other words, profitability ratios can be used to judge whether companies are making enough operational profit from their assets. In this sense, profitability ratios relate to efficiency ratios because they show how well companies are using their assets to generate profits. Profitability is also important to the concept of solvency and going concern. Okay, for the gross profit margin for the year 2017, the answer is 37.68%, while 2018, 39.7%. This shows that there is increasing in ratio for the year 2008 compared to year 2017. Since the cost of sale is less than revenue, the company has earned revenue that more than covers the cost of sales, hence the positive gross profit margins. Another way of looking at this ratio is that it looks at how well a firm controls the cost of its stock and the manufacturing of its products, and subsequently the firm's ability to pass on the cost to its customer. Hence, the larger the gross profit margin, the better it would be for the firm. Then the second is operating profit margin. For the year 2017, the answer is 14.8%, while for the year 2018, the answer is 16.34%. The revenue is enough to cover up the firm's total operating expenses, and the management has been able to manage the force that influence the amount of operating income that a firm earns. The higher the ratio is, the better the company. Then the third type is net profit margin. For the year 2017 is 11.06%, while for the 2018 the answer is 12.35%. For the calculation, we can see that the ratio of year 2018 is higher than the ratio of the year 2017. The higher ratio, the better company performs in terms of profitability. Net profit margins will vary from firm to firm within an industry, economic conditions, and operating characteristics. This ratio may also vary for different industries too. Company's net profit margin increase over some period means that it has become more effective at converting revenue into actual profit. The fourth is return on total assets. For the year 2017, the answer is 30.01%, while 2018 the answer is 31.98%. As calculation, the ratio for year 2018 is higher than ratio in 2017. Obviously, the higher ratios are preferable for a firm. The increasing trend of this ratio will show that the company's asset used for the profit generation is reasonable, and it is increased the amount of profit which generate of its asset value. Lastly, the return on equity for the year 2017 is 183.93%, while for the year 2018 is 122.75%. This is a measurement of how effectively money from stockholders is being used for the profit generation. Considering this, the value of return on equity ratio is desirable to high because that will mean efficient usage of investors' fund. As calculated in above ratio, both year the company having a very efficient in their company. However, for the year 2017, the company is having the highest ratio, and it means that the company is more efficient during year 2017 than year 2018. For the conclusion is it shows that the company gained a good profitability in the year 2018. This is good improvement from the previous year on the profitability gain of the company. The company performance getting better when the higher the profitability means the company achieve good profit from its operation. This also will attract the investor to invest in the company when the company able to achieve higher profit.